All right, so this cabinet is completely in place. I want to show you guys how I'm measuring how far wide I can take this thing. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking this angle iron and setting it up against the seat very gently, and there it is. And now what I'll do is I'll mark that spot and then measure it, and then I'll know that that's exactly how wide I can make this. And I made sure that this seat is as far back as I like it, both like scooted back and reclined back. So this is as far back as I'll ever have it. So I have plenty of room. I will never be limited. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut plywood to put on the top and side of the box for the toilet so that it's sealed off and there's no stench just in case someone has to take a deuce coming up or getting in the water area or the bed area or in the van area at all. I want it totally sealed in there so that no smell can come out, just in case. I've heard that these toilets are really good at sealing up the smell, but just in case. So I'm gonna cut the top and the side. I wanna give a really, really special thanks to Pete and Maura for letting me not only park at their house, but hanging out with me and entertaining me and feeding me and letting me use your tools to get this project done. So thank you so much. All right, so that's done. That looks nice. I didn't cut the cuts perfectly. It's the first time I've ever used a table saw, but it's all good. It doesn't matter. I'll be able to cover all of that up when it's done. So the next part is to build wood that covers here and then wood that covers here. And the way I'm going to do that is I've already measured it. It's 16 by 19. Let's see how I can do this on a tripod. Man, I've got a mic extender coming in the mail, but I don't think it's gonna be here until Monday, unfortunately. I wish I had it today. That would make this a whole lot easier. But basically what I do, oh, wrong knob, wrong hole. Basically what I do is I just measure it and I mark it in 3 places. So let's see here, I'm trying to do this in the camera. So it's 16. So I'll mark it up towards the top, and then 1 in the middle. Let's get that tape nice and straight. And then 1 at the bottom. And I mark it with a V. Here, I'll show you. I'll just do a little false mark. When I mark these things, I mark them, so say, can you see? Man, I can't see this at all. Say I want to cut at 10. So I'll center the pen or pencil or whatever I'm using on 10, and I'll go out that way, and I'll do another one out that way so that I have the exact point of 10. I don't make a straight line because you can't make a perfectly straight line and they'll end up going this way or this way or this way or whatever. So when you're marking, do it that way. And make sure that you make 3 lines, 1 at the top, 1 in the middle, 1 at the bottom. And I'm gonna show you why right now. I don't even know what these things are called. I think it's called chalk line or something. But these things, you gotta pack them first. They're filled with chalk. Just pack them real good, just like a can of tobacco. And then you get it about on the line. And then you pull it down, you hold it down kind of snug, line it up with all 3. And then you pull it nice and snug, you pull up, and you snap down. And it leaves a nice line that you can see. And then, whatever kind of saw you're using, whether you're using a circular saw, table saw, sawzall, jigsaw, whatever kind of saw you have that you're working with, then you have a nice straight guideline to follow. So I'm gonna cut this real quick and pop it on that puppy and get started on the next one. So something that I failed to mention before is when you're cutting wood, you don't cut exactly on the line. You cut a little bit off to the side because that saw blade is thick enough where if you cut straight on the line, you're gonna end up a little short with your cut. So you gotta cut just a little bit off to the side and you kinda have to feel it out and figure out exactly how wide that is. One way you can do it is drop the saw down a little bit just to see how far off to the side it is. If you're not doing like a super, do it in a spot where it doesn't matter if it's a little ugly, but just cut down just a tiny little bit into the wood to see how far, how thick that blade is and how far next to the line you need to be when you cut. So the way I'm doing this is I've got to drop the glue down, but this thing's sideways and it's too tall to stand up all the way up, and I guess there's a ladder, but that sounds like a hassle, so I'm going to do this the easy way and save some time. What I'm doing is laying this sheet down just exactly as it would be up here, and I've got it lined up and centered down here, and I'm just going to drop the glue down just like this. Wow, I feel like Bob Ross. Just happy little birds. Just happy little birds. God, I love that guy, man. I wish he was still around. He was so mellow. Like, the second you start listening to Bob Ross, you're just instantly like, I'm relaxed. So, hey, I want to know from you guys right now, drop in the comment section if I'm showing you enough, if you want to know more about the fine details about how I'm doing this, if I'm going over too much. Let me know what you think about these videos so far, because there's going to be quite a few more. These are to help you out. So that's the goal anyway. So let me know what you think of these videos and how I could possibly improve them, what I should include or not include anymore. One more little tip that I really want to make clear is when you're screwing or nailing or whatever wood onto wood that's already got screws in it, you got to be real mindful of where those screws are. So on this one, I know that they're down, the only ones are down in the corner right here and straight here. So what I'm going to do is all of my screws I've screwed straight in the middle. I'm going to offset these nails a little bit so that I don't hit the screw. I don't know what that would mean for the little nail gun if I did that, but it could end up being dangerous, so I'm going to play it safe and make sure I'm plenty off to the side. So see you guys in the next part.